Well, happy Tuesday, sports fan. I'm Adam Diehl. This is the Rundown as we go over Week 8 in high school sports. Already, Week 8. We've just got 3 more weeks of regular season in football. And check this out. The Soccer State Seeding and Selection Show. Where could you watch that? Right here on Proview Sports Network. It's this Sunday at 5 p.m. We're going to have it live in first release for you. As we'll release it here from our studios. It'll be streaming on the NFHS, and it'll be right here on Proview. Actually, it'll be on Comcast 27, our neighbors over at UPublic, as we'll also have Yaffle games on Sunday as well. So a ton to go over, but the seating and selection shows coming your way. We're going to go over some highlights from this last week. Of course, fellas, we've got fresh bracketology for you. 6A, we're going to show you if the season ended today, where teams would be seated, and also 5A as well. So we've got all that, and of course a fresh top 10 coming your way as well. We'll get into that here in just a minute. Highlights though, our game of the week last week. Potentially maybe a district championship on the line. Now, Valley maybe has something to say about that in District 4, but West Mesa taking on their rival Atrisco, and this game has really been for the district for a while. Let's get to it. First half highlights, handoff, Mark Garcia. Straight up the middle, first half, bang, touchdown. West Mesa, they're on top early in the first quarter, so the Mustangs looking sharp. I'll tell you, that running attack looked nice in the first half. Things changed, though. Look at this, a little cut to the outside after Atrisco had scored. It's 8-6, but Mark Garcia, second TD. Thank you very much, he says, into the end zone. And the Mustangs on top, extra point good. It's 13-8 a little bit later. And look at this, the keeper by Mighy Avidras, a little cut. Oops, into the end zone, TD. Avidras is good. And Atrisco regains the lead. 2-point conversion, no, but a little bit later. On 4th down and 4, Avidras trying to wheel his way in the end zone. Defense stiffens up. West Mesa does their job. They still trail it by 1 as we head to the 4th quarter. 20 apiece here. And look at this. This is where the game changed. 26-20. This game changed. That interception taken to the house. That's Rashawn Moore all the way. 32 yards after Schreier's pick 6. Next offensive play. Look at this. Oh, you can't do it. Gabe Ramirez. This is to Angel Ramirez, and he's going to take it all the way, 67 yards to the house. That's his 3rd touchdown. He had 2 on the ground. He had 1 through the pick 6. He was the player of the game. And hello, Atrisco Heritage, well on your way to your 5th straight district championship. Patrick Johnson and company know it. Even if Valley were to beat Atrisco, it looks like that Atrisco is going to make their way because, even if Valley were to win out, Atrisco already had beat Valley. They already had beat West Mesa. And so now West Mesa is just trying to keep alive in the playoff race. And we'll tell you more about that a little bit later. Who would have thought that potentially District 4 could have 2 playoff teams? It is very possible. We'll give you all of the dynamics to that in just a little bit. On Thursday night last week, it was a big District 1 battle. The Rio Rancho Rams taking on the Volcano Vista Hawks. Sebastian Noel had the call, and here's how this one went.
Very dominant unit, back to pass Blazer. Here comes the pressure to the end zone. Touchdown! Backfield with quarterback Bruere here. Trips at the bottom. That's where they're going to go to Heiss. Misses a tackle. Another miss. Nice. To the 40. To the sideline. And he is tired. Run! Nobody pushed him out of bounds. Heiss in the middle. They're going to high. It'll be a second score of the game. Touchdown, Austin Heiss.
Really blown aside by Volcano Vista.
Get first and 15. Another little snap. Blazers got used to it, though. It's going deep. Escobedo, touchdown!
Maybe giving it to Morgan.
And that's a touchdown for the Rams.
That might be it.
He's gone, Coach. Oh! For a touchdown.
Great play.
We're under 2.5 to play now. It's a high snap. They'll hand this one off.
And he might be gone.
Yep, one more blocker.
Oh, nice job.
Is he in? No, yep, touchdown.
Yep.
There you go. The Rio Rancho Rams come from behind actually in the second half and take over late as they beat the Volcano Vista Hawks. The Hawks slide a little bit in district play. We thought it could happen. Not done yet though, Volcano. And again, we'll show you in bracketology where everyone sits right now a little bit later. But Rams, they needed the rebound. Are they still looking like the team though that we thought they were at the beginning of the season? Maybe not. We'll get into that as well. We'll be back in a moment. But first, we've got some Yaffle for you. It's the Dreamstyle Top 10 Plays of the week.
Dave & Buster's is your destination for fun. Eat delicious chef-crafted food. Try sizzling favorites and new creations from our talented chefs. Drink the coolest cocktail creations. Play the hottest new games to win awesome prizes. And watch all the games in the best sports bar ever. Only at Dave & Buster's.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of Proview Sports Network. Car Crafters, proud supporter of Proview Sports Network.
Are you sure we're supposed to be doing this?
Don't worry, I've watched him do it 1,000 times. Come on, what's the worst that can happen?
No! Bad dog!
Hi, welcome to Car Crafters. What happened? Don't worry, we'll make it like it never happened.
Car Crafters, it's like it never happened.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a #1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of Proview Sports Network.
Folks, there's no other way but to be all in. Either he's Lord of all or he is not Lord at all. And you can experience the real and authentic, true life change that only God can provide to humanity. See, when we truly encounter Jesus and purpose to know him and follow his teachings, hashtag life change will occur.
Back at it here on the Rundown. Glad you could join us on Proview Sports Network. It's New Mexico's first and only 24/7 all sports television network. We're also live on Facebook. If you, as the fan, have any questions that you would like to provide on the show in the third segment, swing it our way, and we'll bring Alden Iowani and Jason Pull and Josh Brown in, and we're going to talk about some of our matchups upcoming. So anything high school sports you want, hit us up right here on Facebook. Also, Twitter at Proview TV, and you can go to www.proviewNetworks.com and check out our full schedule of events, everything that we do, of course, streaming through the NFHS network or the Mountain West network as well. Big game, by the way, tomorrow for the New Mexico Lobos soccer team, now ranked 24th in the nation. Awesome. They're on a nice winning streak, doing great in Conference USA. They're going to take on UCLA, who's just outside the top 25. So that matchup will be streaming for you live through the Mountain West Network tomorrow. We'll go over our full schedule here in just a minute. Continuing on highlights from last week, though, is the Sandia Matadors maybe finding themselves in a bit of trouble because of how hard their district is. They got to get some wins. An opportunity against El Dorado this last Friday. Here's what happened.
How valuable he is to this team. Rolls out to his right to Smith. They'll throw, and that's to Bars, and Bars is at the 35. He's off to the races, and Colin Bars scores. Touchdown, El Dorado. Sandia at bay. Gallegos on the pitch. He's into the end zone standing. Touchdown, El Dorado. 14-0. They are going for it. Here's a pass over the middle, wide open. That's going to go for 6. Touchdown, Sandia. Smith out of the pistol. On the option, there goes Gallegos at the 10. He's inside the 5. He's inside the end zone. Touchdown, El Dorado. 15 yards, Richard Gallegos. Through. And here's Gallegos into the end zone. That is a touchdown. The play in the third. Hayden again. Hayden all the way towards the end zone. He is in. Touchdown. He refused to go down. Touchdown, Sandia. Another pass to Silva. He's going left sideline, and that is going to be picked in the end zone. Well. And you can do that here. It's going down the right sideline. That is a big play, and that will go all the way to the 40-yard line. In and out of his hands, which would have been inside the 5. Quick play over the middle, and that is going to be 6, as that is a big-time touchdown for El Dorado's Grayson Hertridge. 3:30. That's over the middle. That's their favorite play, and that's going to be another big-time score as once again, that is Grayson Hertridge. This right over the middle. Little pitch to Gallegos, and he's going to scoot to the outside, and that little scoot got him close to the end zone. Is he in? Touchdown, El Dorado. His first positive yardage play. Here's Silva looking to throw. He'll loft it end zone, and that is deep in the end zone, and it's a touchdown in the fourth quarter. And a little razzle-dazzle and a reverse, and it goes into the end zone, and it's good for the two-point conversion.
No, it wouldn't be. El Dorado would be the lead.
Oh, that's right, yeah. Here's a good run by Kaide Jones down the right sideline, and Jones is going to go to the house. Touchdown, Sandia.
Well, Sandia, they keep it close there at the end. El Dorado really handled the game, though, and the Eagles, I think we'd all be looking at them maybe a little bit differently right now if they didn't slip up that game to Cibola. And so now you wonder, where are the Eagles and how do they fit in? Obviously a lot of potential, especially after their big win against Clovis the week before. So back-to-back win for Dotson and company, and El Dorado's looking pretty good as they've got some monster games coming up starting this week against Monzano. We'll talk about it here in just a second. But now let's talk about some bracketology. And let's throw that up. This is our first one, 5A. It's the first one of the year for 5A. And Artesia right now, and by the way, this is if the season were to end right now, and based on the NMAA seeding and selection criteria, Artesia would be 1. You would look at Chaparral, their district champs, and Lovington probably would be that 8-9. The 4 seed Las Lunas would play the winner of Meyer Murritt. Deming, Roswell would be a 3. They would get the winner of Farmington and Aztec. Belen would be a 2. They'd get the winner of St. Pius and Goddard. That is our projection if the season were to end right now. Now, before we get into that 6A bracket, the criteria on the NMAA in no particular order is your finish in district play, head-to-head wins and losses, wins against other district champions, the coaches poll, max prep rankings, and then wins against other district champs. So, or excuse me, your overall record. So those are the 6 criteria in no particular order. And you basically take that criteria and you verse it against teams kind of in your area, and you find out who has that criteria better, and you could find out where the seeds are. So let's take a look, Jason Pohl, if we can, at now the 6A bracket. And here's where, a lot of people probably will disagree when they look at this. Everyone has Monzano. That's an easy one. They're undefeated. They're hands-down favorites to win their district. You look at La Cueva, though, in Cleveland, and the reason why it's 2-3 in the opposite direction is, La Cueva, yes, they did beat Cleveland. That's one criteria point for La Cueva. But Cleveland's ahead in max prep rankings. Okay, Cleveland has more wins against district champs. Cleveland right now going to be a district champ as to where La Cueva is not. So there's 3 criteria points in favor for Cleveland. The coaches poll, you would imagine, would go towards La Cueva. That makes it 3-2. They're both probably going to finish with a 9-1 record. You project, and so that's a wash there. So Cleveland then wins 3-2. That's kind of how it works out. I know La Cueva fans don't like it. As of now. Now, if you look at max prep rankings, they're very close. And so if La Cueva were to surpass Cleveland in those max prep rankings, they'll flip. But you're looking at 3-2 right there. Las Cruces obviously 4. The 5th seed currently right now will be Rio Rancho. I don't see that changing. Hobbs is 6. They do have the criteria points over El Dorado, as El Dorado's 7. Your 8-9 is Volcano Vista. Clovis, that could flip as well, depending on if Clovis can get a nice win coming up here. They still have games against Sandia, and obviously they got a game against La Cueva as well to end their season. 10 right now at Trisco. Their ceiling probably 9. No further than that. And then Centennial, because they come from behind, they beat Mayfield. It's so big. They're at 11. West Mesa barely right now is above Sandia, and they beat them in a lot of categories. If West Mesa slips up to Valley, that's the only way I think Sandia can get in, unless Sandia can make an upset here in the next few weeks. So there you go. That's kind of how everything looks. 6A bracketology. We're going to post this on our website at proviewNetworks.com. Also, you can find these bracketologies on Twitter. We want to hear your feedback. Why do you agree or disagree at ProView TV? Go ahead and hit us up. We got the schedule coming up. We're going to talk with the crew about this bracketology and some of our games here in just a moment, and your questions from Facebook Live. So come on back right here on the Rundown.
Duke City Sports Bar, proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. Catch all the sports action from high school, college, pros, and MMA on one of our 35 HD TVs. Start your night off right with any selection from our delicious menu prepared with fresh, never frozen ingredients. Duke City Sports Bar, Albuquerque's newest sports bar. Located on Eubank and Montgomery, dial 505-433-4020.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of Proview Sports Network.
When I train for American Ninja Warrior, I schedule regular workouts to stay in shape. To keep my car in Ninja Tough shape, I head to a Napa Auto Care Center for regular maintenance and genuine Napa Auto parts, like brakes and batteries. I trust my Napa Auto Care Center for quality parts and quality service. And with the 24-month, 24,000-mile nationwide warranty, I drive away with peace of mind every time. Visit AutoCareNM.com to find a location near you.
Looking for some exhilarating fun? It's at All Out Zone. All Out Zone showcases Nerf dart tag games from team elimination battles to human versus zombies, pitting two teams against each other in fun, organized chaos with trained referees, music, and a full arsenal of Nerf blasters. You need team parties, birthday parties. We can customize the party to fit your needs. Visit us at the Coronado Mall. Give us a call, 505-444-6964. All Out Zone. Hoops NM Basketball Center is coming soon. 10 full courts broken into 2 wings for ultimate basketball and volleyball play. Locker rooms, a lounge area, a pro shop, and a full snack bar will all be a part of a great experience. Convenient parking and access will make the Hoops NM Basketball Center a premier facility for league play and competitive regional tournaments. With over 9,000 square feet, Hoops NM Basketball Center will take court sports play to another level in our community. Courts are regulation high school size with wood floors and seating for approximately 350 per court. Major sponsors and supporters are being assembled now. If you're interested, contact Dan Serrano at 505-249-7994. Send him an email, hoopsnm@aol.com. That's hoopsnm@aol.com. Hoops NM Basketball Center, a premier sports facility serving our community. VR Junkies is a virtual reality arcade. We specialize in all things VR, from the simple phone-based headsets to cutting-edge full-body motion systems. Check us out at the Coronado Mall. VR Junkies.
Carmody Medical provides solutions for your everyday needs. Hot and cold compression wraps provide therapeutic compression for the shoulder, hip, and knee. The therapy wraps are constructed of an insulated outer fabric and a ventilated cotton pocket to protect the body. Elastic belts allow mobility and deliver a gentle, adjustable compression. The reusable therapy packs can be removed from the pouch and placed into the freezer. Contact Jim for more information.
Back to it, Jay Pohl. Let's check out that schedule this week here on Proview Sports Network. A lot of things streaming also on the NFHS Network and obviously Mountain West. How about this? We talked about it. UCLA versus UNM. That's awesome. Can't wait to see that. Should be a packed house. Lobos playing really good and against a powerhouse traditionally like UCLA. Should be a lot of fun. Join us on the Mountain West Network. We will be there. Thursday, we've got, how about this? Some volleyball for you. This is the best in 5A. St. Pius at Los Lunas. 1 versus 2. Maybe a preview of the 5A state championship game. You know we've got it for you. That'll be on Thursday. Also Thursday right here on Proview Sports Network Live. Monzano versus El Dorado. Big game in District 2. Also on the Mountain West Network, Wyoming taking on New Mexico. New Mexico starting round 2 in Mountain West Conference play in volleyball. That'll be streaming live on the Mountain West Network. Friday right here on Proview Sports Network, Volcano, Cibola, the rivalry continues. Volcano better not slip this one up or they could be in trouble somehow, some way, even though they're safely in the playoffs, you would imagine, unless a loss like this were to occur. My 50th game of the week, La Cueva, they're going to go to Sandia. That game will be on My 50 TV live on Friday night. Don't forget, we've got Yaffle Playoffs, the Super Bowl for all games on Sunday right here on Proview Sports Network and streaming live on the NFHS Network. And soon to come, we'll have the links for you as Sunday. It's seating and selection time for high school soccer. It's A through 4A boys and girls, 5A boys and girls, 6A boys and girls brackets. We have first release Sunday at 5 p.m. right here on Proview Sports Network. Let's talk a little bracketology with my man Alden Iowani. First off, you continue to roll. We'll talk about picks later this week, but 10-0. Why don't you miss something for once in your life? Have you ever thought about that?
Nah, that's, because then you guys would win, and then it'd be no fun, and I'd have to listen to you guys talk about your wins all the time, and nobody wants to hear about that. People love my modest approach to all of this and my low-key, just smooth attitude about it. I feel like that's the reason that I'm in the lead of this.
Okay, we'll get, like we said, we'll get in more of our picks later. From what I understand, though, the Iowani family grows a little bit. Yeah, you're gonna be an uncle.
Yeah, it's still in progress right now, but hopefully by tonight I will be an uncle. Congratulations to my sister Brianna and Caleb on their newborn Jason, which is kind of funny.
Woo! Okay.
He's a cool guy.
All right. So talking bracketology, let's go to 6A. Look, a lot of people will look at this and they'll say, listen, La Cueva slapped Cleveland. Accurate. Yes, they did. They beat them 30-7. I think Cleveland had negative 11 yards in the first half, maybe negative 7, I don't remember. Something negative 7 or negative 11 yards in the first half. Nonetheless, by criteria, Cleveland would be ahead of La Cueva if the season ended today in just all of our predictions and what have you. To me, it doesn't matter, though, right? I mean, 2-3, you're going to play each other. It's in the metro area. What do you care?
Oh, yeah. I mean, these two teams are destined to play each other again, especially after La Cueva just took it to Cleveland in the beginning of the year. Cleveland has kind of been trending more up than La Cueva, even though their only loss of the year was in that tight game against Manzano, which they easily could have won despite all the things that happened in that game. But if you're La Cueva, I feel like you don't really mind if you're the 3 or the 2. I mean, it's either driving up 20 minutes to go play at Wilson Stadium or driving up 20 minutes to play at Cleveland Stadium. So
yeah, I that's how I look at it. I mean, it is what it is. If you're just joining us, glad you can. 6A bracketology we're talking about. Listen, La Cueva and Cleveland, but I would imagine, maybe I'm wrong here, I would imagine this is a tighter game if they were to play each other again. I mean, Cleveland is a little bit different than when we saw them play against La Cueva earlier in the season. Would you not agree?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, I feel like Cleveland still had some things to figure out at the beginning of the season. What kind of level was Angelo Trujillo playing after tearing his ACL last year, and all kinds of other things. But I feel like you're exactly right, Adam. I feel like they've come and they're playing their best football at the right time, so we'll see here in a couple weeks once. And the crazy thing is either of these teams can lose in the next couple weeks to a random team if they sleep on their opponents. So I mean, Rio Rancho just barely beat Volcano Vista, even though the score doesn't really represent what happened in the game. But I mean, if Cleveland doesn't watch out, a team like Volcano Vista or anybody in their district could beat them.
I can't emphasize enough, by the way, that these are projections, and we're trying to match what the NMAA is ultimately going to decide on seeding and selection Saturday in a few weeks, right? And so, again, if you got an issue with it, we understand. We're just trying to project and mimic the NMAA. But if you've got a problem, we have no problem hearing about it. Hit us up on Facebook or Twitter at Proview TV. Not a lot can change here in this bracket, but if you look at it again, one thing that might, people might find interesting is West Mesa is kind of hanging on to that 12 spot. Listen, Sandia's basically two things. They've either got to get an upset in here and beat Clovis or beat La Cueva or beat Manzano, or West Mesa, they better pray that West Mesa slips up and loses to Valley. Like, that's the only way Sandia's getting in.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy, especially after the really good year that Sandia has had. The thing that pops out to me on this bracketology is Rio Rancho at the 5, potentially the hardest road to the championship. And they've been the team that's kind of been down as of late. But I mean,
I feel like you would rather have a 6 seed than a 5 seed if you're Rio Rancho. I mean, would you? I mean, yeah, okay, you'll get the 12 seed in the first round, but do you want to go to Las Cruces, a team that I don't think we're actually talking about enough?
And then you go to Las Cruces, and if somehow they pull that off and beat Las Cruces, then you have to go to Wilson Stadium, where you almost got 50-point ruled by Manzano again, and then after that, you potentially Cleveland or La Cueva on the other side. I mean, geez, bless their souls down there in Rio Rancho.
I would rather be a 7, 10, 6, or 11 seed, I think, in this. I mean, because just think about this. If they were a 7 seed, okay, and they win their first game, they'll play Cleveland. Well, that game came down to the wire. It's not a game that they have proven that they would get blown out in or something. So obviously they could beat Cleveland. I'm just saying, I agree. A 5 seed probably is not a great case for Rio Rancho. Listen, again, this is all projection. We're way ahead of ourselves. But that's what we're supposed to do. We're media, right? We're supposed to predict. We're supposed to have fun, and that's what we'll do. And then obviously you could use this as bulletin board material, all the teams that like or dislike this bracketology. Go ahead, though. Follow us on Twitter at Proview TV, Facebook if you've got questions, comments, and on our website. The entire crew, Alden Iwani, Jason Pohl. That is Josh Brown, who decided to join us all of a sudden. You doing okay, Josh?
Somebody has to work here, Adam.
Okay. Have a lovely day. Thanks for joining us also on Facebook Live. We'll see you.